Hello, I'm Sergeant First Class Cook. I'm going to be talking to you today about why Congress should reinstate the draft for 18-year-old men and women. All right? I'd like to start you off with a quote. Okay? The quote is from Lucy Stone. She's a famous public speaker and women's rights activist. She said, "We ask only for justice and equal rights, the right to vote, the right to our own earnings, equality before the law." Okay? Now let's talk about the current federal law. She said equality before the law, right? The current federal law, according to the Selective Service website, says that it is the law for men to register within 30 days of their 18th birthday, before or after 18th birthday. Match penalty for failure to register is 5 years in prison or $250,000 fine or both. Does that make a lot of sense? Probably not. All right, draft registration is the law and a civic duty. Why are women asked to register? Women have proven time and time again that they are capable of doing all the things men can do. Friday, 21 August, that's 3 days ago, right? Captain Grease and First Lieutenant Haver pinned on their Ranger tags. They are the first females to successfully graduate Ranger School. Good for them. They're pioneers for their gender, proving that women can accomplish the same tasks as men. Now, when will the same federal government that opened the doors and allowed them to attend Ranger School catch up with the times and make draft registration for women mandatory? Looked at some newspapers online. According to the Veterans Hour, it's an online veterans newspaper, 25% of total forces in Vietnam were draftees. It's 25% of the entirety of all the soldiers that served in Vietnam were draftees. 30.4% of those killed in action were draftees, though. So that's not even talking about the number wounded or traumatically injured in some way. That's 17,725 of the soldiers killed in Vietnam were draftees. And that's not even discussing disabled or wounded. Why didn't women have to take that same risk, right? It's my opinion that if the female gender truly wants equality, they must accept the responsibility that goes along with it. Okay? The Free Dictionary Online defines equality as a state or quality of being equal. A state or quality of being equal. Unfortunately, ladies, that means accepting responsibility and making yourselves eligible to be drafted. Okay? The Washington Post is reporting a story about a lawsuit filed by a teenage girl in New Jersey. This teenage girl is filing a lawsuit for discrimination against the against the Selective Service Office in their system. It's a class action suit for discrimination, just because she wanted to be eligible to register for the draft. Her main argument is that women serve all kinds of roles in the military. Why should they be discriminated on when it comes to the draft? Like I say, good for her. Good for her. In closing, I'd like to leave you with a quote from Mary Wollstonecraft. She's an 18th century British writer, philosopher, and feminist. Okay? Miss Wollstonecraft said, "My own sex, I hope, will excuse me if I treat them like rational creatures instead of flattering their fascinating graces and viewing them as if they were in a state of perpetual childhood, unable to stand alone." So that's a woman that made that quote in the middle of the 19th century, the 1850s, basically. And she was calling for equality back then and saying that women are not just the weaker sex or the fairer sex, which is called the fascinating graces, state of perpetual childhood. She's trying to say that women are equal and can stand up to the same things that a man can. So why hasn't our federal government or the Selective Service system caught up with that and had women start registering for the draft? All right. Thank you all for your time. Appreciate it.